Hello, this is the Red Leg A1. This is part 2 of phase 1 of the construction of the geothermal installation. So let me bring you up to date on something. On the first video I talked about these 3/4 inch poly pipes here. This is on the outside of the greenhouse right over in that direction, and I'll show that later. I've actually shown it several times. It's a passive solar collector, and this 3/4 inch poly tube is looped around. It's 100 foot and it's looped around inside the box that is the passive solar collector. So I have a valve here, and this is 3/4 inch poly coming all the way through. We 90 down, then 90 over, and I've got this 1¼ inch poly well pipe that has been here on the property since I purchased it, and I'm trying to use that. So I've had to make a union right down here that goes from 3/4 inch to 1 inch, and then from 1 inch to the 1¼ inch, and then I 90 down into this geothermal hole. Let me bend over here. Okay, so you can see that I'm upside down, but it looks okay. We 90 over right here. We'll see where my pinky is, and then we drop down into the hole and 90 over. We're basically just making a U-turn. So we go down in the hole and then come back up. Now, one of the things that I don't think I made clear in part 1 is I'm not suggesting that I completely 100% understand how to do an accurate, appropriate, fully engineered geothermal system. I'm just a guy that does a lot of reading and researching and asking questions and so forth, and with my manual tools inside this tight space, this is the best I've been able to come up with, is to get 30 inches down, and then I'm about 16 inches right there where the pipe comes across. So now from that end to this end, we're all at 1¼ inch. And what I'll do is come down here and set in place another U-turn down in this 30-inch hole right here. And then I'll head in that direction, and we'll pick that up on the next part. This is probably going to be a multi-part series, trying to get this whole installation done by myself here. Another thing I said in the first video was, a lot of you guys are out here just like me and Doug from Doug and Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. We're by ourselves, individuals who have just decided to do this kind of a project, and for me it is a challenge that needs to be overcome. I enjoy the challenge. I like being able to do things that look difficult, and I find myself in many occasions doing very difficult, hard labor projects by myself. I don't mind it. When I need help, I call for help, and I'll get a friend or one of my older sons to come out here and help. But I mentioned that sometimes some of you guys will get, some kids out, your wife possibly. There are some wives out there and some women who are individuals, who are singles, that they are what I call little studettes. And in some cases, they can do as much or more work than some of us men out here. Sometimes they need a little extra help, but that's okay. I don't want to give the impression that I'm a total chauvinist. I do come from the old country, and I do have a little bit of chauvinism in me, but at least I'm willing to accept that and say, yeah, I understand that, and I'll get on with it if you'll get on with it. So thank you for tuning in to this phase, and we'll catch up with you again, and I'll show you on the next phase, or video, I'll show you right out here, actually, I wonder if I can do it from here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now, there we go. This is now, it's a lot of glare, which makes it like a mirror. And I think what you're seeing is my backyard. But there you go. In the shadow, you can see that coil, and then in the background, you see those horizontal ducts, and I've talked about that on another video as well. That's the passive solar collector air duct bank, and the coils are for the geothermal. So there you go. All right, I don't have to do a second video for that one, but all right, we'll catch up with you again on the next one. Talk to you soon.